For a while, I had identified myself with my work life. Work was actually a big part of my life at the time, and since work had been going well, I ignored and neglected to take care of myself outside of work. Once I realized this, I felt a little lost, and I felt like I had wasted a lot of time. See, as a person, I was still very not confident. I was not confident in my appearance, and I did not think I was anything special or had much to offer as a person. I wouldn't know why anyone would choose me or listen to me, and realizing this made me pretty sad. After all, it showed me what I thought of myself, and that before anyone else, I didn't love myself either. I began to try more intently to get to know myself, who I am, and to really love myself. After all, if I couldn't love myself, who would? I started to do things that, as a person, I wanted to do. However, even this was hard because I did not know. I was very obedient as a child. From a very young age, I adapted the concept that I had to behave in order to do well and to receive love. This had resulted in me not developing much of my own thoughts. So I started asking myself what I liked. What did I want? Learning about myself and what I wanted as a person was much more difficult than I originally anticipated. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know the answers to what I wanted in life and what I wanted to do in life. And that frustrated me because it always seems to come so easy in the movies and on TV. But I realized I needed to take even smaller steps and start from the very beginning. From the beginning means from the very beginning. I didn't know how much of who I had become was who my parents wanted me to be or who I was truly as a person. The journey wasn't easy in discovering myself. It meant that I had to be okay with not being the person that my parents wanted. Something I had strived so hard for my whole life. I had to put that aside and risk disappointing them. And risk finding out that the person that I want to be might not be as impressive as the person that they wanted me to be. But every once in a while, throughout the last 10 years, I look back and realize that I'm making improvements along the way. I reevaluated things as simple as how I walked, how I talked, how I interacted with people, and how I looked. I've experienced many changes and many new challenges along the way, and some of it was harder than just acting like the person that they wanted me to be. And this had resulted in a lot of fights between my parents and I. But 10 years later, at 29, I think I could pretty confidently say that we are in a better relationship than we were in 10 years ago. And here, to anyone who is still listening, to the parents, I understand why my parents wanted me to follow the path that they had laid out for me. It wasn't easy for them to come to America and establish a new life and to give us the stable life that they had so desperately wanted when they were younger. They wanted me to take a safe route, one that would guarantee stability and a happy life, a life that they very much wanted. And they did it out of love. And I understand why they did the things that they did. However, by being too scared of the risks and wanting to eliminate all possible risks for your kids, because sometimes end up handicapping them later in life. It could cause them not to know who they are, and sooner or later, when they have to make their own decisions or come to terms to certain decisions that were made for them, it might cause conflict and for them not to know how to make choices for themselves. And to those who have lived their whole lives with the expectations of others, and to those who are currently still living their lives with the expectation of others, I know how hard it could be to try to live your own life and to find out who you are as a person. I know how heavy the burden of expectation can be and how lonely the journey can be too. I know I'm privileged in being able to take this journey in finding myself. I hope that you could find courage into finding yourself too, and to be able to find what makes you happy and the life that you truly want. I hope that my story has helped you in any way, shape, or form.